Hello there. I'm just in the middle of planning a route for a bit of a road trip we're going to take. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm calling it a road trip compared to what quite a lot of other people do in EVs, probably even every day. It's by no means a great feat. But we're heading out tomorrow. Well, actually, we're going tonight, but ultimately going to arrive tomorrow. We're going to sort of North Devon, Barnstable area, just north of there, just for a bit of a family holiday. A few nights in we've booked a bungalow there. If you watch some of my previous vlogs, I've spoken about it before. And over the next few days, I'll keep recording, and you'll see how we get on. But ultimately, the trip itself is about 140, 150 miles. Now, I'm going to stop en route. So, in fact, if I show you, if you look at the, I'll bring the screen up now for you to have a look. So we live on the south coast of England. We live kind of on the Dorset-Hampshire border, so reasonably central on the south coast. We are going to make our way over to North Devon. So here's Barnstable, and we're going to go just north of there. So as I say, that's about 150-ish miles. But what we are going to do is we're going to stop en route, and we're going to spend the night only about 40 miles away from here. So we're going to stay in a place called Dorchester, which you can see just here. That's kind of where I grew up, and my family are there, so we're going to kind of incorporate an extra night to give ourselves an extra day of holiday, and I think we're going to do the same coming back because there's a bit of a cider festival on, so I think we'll probably stop off there for another night on the way home. But yeah, so we'll have a night there, have dinner, and just have some relaxing time. So it really breaks up the journey and makes it very, very manageable. Now, in the past, I've kind of shied away from doing particularly long journeys in my Leaf with the kids. And the main reason for that really is, in case you're not aware, I've got the 24 kilowatt hour Leaf. It's 2 years old now, and it's been absolutely brilliant. But because it's only a 24 kilowatt hour one, obviously range can become a limitation. Now, it's never caused me a problem. I've never run out of battery. My day-to-day driving is absolutely fine. Whenever we've been to Devon or Cornwall before, I've always gone back to Nissan, and they offer for a maximum of 2 weeks, and every year you can borrow an ICE car. In case you're not aware, because I've had this question asked a few times, an ICE car is a car that has an internal combustion engine, ICE, so your traditional petrol or diesel engine. So Nissan are very happy to do that. They'll, as long as you book it in plenty of time, they'll loan it to you, and then you can take it away on holiday. Now, this time round, I'm not going to do that. And the reason is because those kind of fears that I've had in the past are kind of, well, they've ebbed away, they've disappeared. The main fears were around, am I going to run out of battery because I can't find a charging location, or I'm going to get to a charge location that's going to be broken and there won't be another one for miles around. Well, that has pretty much been addressed now because the infrastructure is so much better than it was 2 years ago. I'll show you in a minute the charge points and the route I'm going to take, but ultimately Ecotricity are there, and if Ecotricity aren't there, there's somebody else nearby that I can rely on. So that kind of fear has now gone. My other concern was always around the kids. Now I've got 2 young children, they're now 5 and 7, so being in a car and if they get bored they've got an iPad isn't so much of an issue. When they were younger, I didn't want to put on an extra half an hour, hour and a half to every journey because we had to stop for 30 minutes every 40 minutes or so in order just to charge the car up again. So that doesn't bother me anymore, and the kids are quite happy and we can entertain them. So the kind of the flip side of it now is that where I've gone from having those concerns and borrowing a nice car, paying for the petrol, I'm now thinking, well, as much as it's lovely to borrow another person's car, like Nissan's car, and not put mileage on my own car, well, that's going to cost me money. And the last time I did it, I travelled up to Lincoln and it cost me about £80 in fuel. So it went against everything, all the reasons why I got an electric car. So this time we're going to do it in pure electric. The cost will be wherever I choose to charge up. And I've already phoned ahead and spoken to the owners of the place that we're staying at. They've got an outside plug switch or plug, and they're more than happy for me to plug in, and they said it won't cost me any extra. I did offer obviously, but they said that's absolutely fine. So I just need to stop on the way there once. The journey from Dorchester to just north of Barnstable is about 100 miles. So one stop in my Leaf will be no problems at all. Most of it is A roads, a little bit of motorway driving, but the county that I live in, Dorset, doesn't have a motorway, and we're basically going to go across the M5 to get into North Devon, so that will be our only little stretch, and coincidentally that's where I'm going to end up charging up on the M5. So come back to the map, let me just show you the route we're going to do and show you now how easy it is to plan a route in an EV. Now I find it easier to use the phone app to plan a route, because in there it's got the car that I drive, the range limitations on it, and it can work out a route around that. Now I can't find out how to do that on the same program on the internet. The one I'm using is PlugShare, and the reason I use PlugShare is because it's got a route planning facility on it. And then if there's any little tweaks I want to make, I'll probably go onto ZapMap and just have a look at that and just maybe rearrange some of the charge points. But 9 times out of 10, PlugShare has got the main ones on there and it's easy to use. It's just I need to do a little bit more work on the internet-based one, just because I know where the car needs charging. So if I put in the start address, and the destination, and hit the route, and there we see straight away the route comes up. I've got rid of the residential chargers and just looking at the main ones en route. Now I only want rapid chargers, I'm not interested in anything else. I just want to have a stop, maybe grab a coffee, back in the car, and we can go again after a quick leg stretch. So having already done this on the phone, I know that from Dorchester to the M5, which is this stretch of road here, is well within the capabilities of the car. So if I click on one of those, you can see that it gives me all the details I need. It's a rapid charger, it's an Ecotricity one, and it appears to be working at the moment. If that isn't working, I can also see that there's another one just here. Again, Ecotricity rapid charger. So if I click on that and add it to my route, I'll go for the one slightly earlier, simply because if there's any issues I can then move on to the next one and hopefully there won't be a problem there. So that's added to my route, and now we can see that I'm going to go from Dorchester, 77 kilometres, it's what's that, about 50 miles, to the Taunton services, and then from there on to my final destination, which is another 50 odd miles. So very, very manageable, even at speed, in a 24 kilowatt hour Leaf. The car's packed, we'll just have a final whiz round with the old Hoover, and then we'll be on our way. Is everybody ready? Are you in position already?
Yeah, which?
Right, that's it. Everything's packed up, the house is locked up, I hope. Kids, well, it's late, so they're in position with iPads already, and we're on our way. Leg one, just a short jump, let's say about just over 30 miles, and then we'll plug in overnight and be all ready for the morning to go. And apparently when we arrive, there's going to be a curry waiting for us, so I'm sure there'll be a beer or two to go with that. Well, there you go, we've arrived now. All the bags, or some of the bags, are in. Yeah, that's the worst thing, isn't it, about when you travel? If you stop off somewhere overnight on the way, you've got to get all the bags out to get one or two items of clothing out for the morning before you repack them. They never go back together properly, and then they never go in the boot again properly. But we'll worry about that in the morning. So we're here. We arrived. We were a bit late, so dinner was going on the table. So that was really nice. We're able to sit straight down. We're all nice and full of food now. We're going to get the kids sorted, get them to bed, because it is actually, yeah, it's getting on quite a bit now, and we want to get up early in the morning and get a good start. So yeah, I'm going to end the vlog there. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's vlog. If you have done, remember to like it and share it, and if you're not doing so already, then subscribe to the channel. And although I'll be back tomorrow, it'll be the day after for you, that you'll be able to see the trip. We'll be on our way to North Devon. We'll see what it's like. Apparently the weather's not going to be particularly great, but yeah, we'll see, and we'll keep you updated. So until then, I'll see you later.